insert opera man singing about comic books right about here because it's new comic book day for me. How's it going, comic book friends? These are comic books for what would have been the week of July 20th. And it is insane. It is a huge amount of books. My wonderful page here doesn't even tell me how many books it is because it must be on 2 invoices worth of comics. Get them out of the bag because, of course, we always come unprepared for out of the bag. Here's a brief PSA, and I'll try to make it brief because, of course, a lot of books, so even if I'm not really talking about them, I'll take forever. 28 books, it says right there. 28 books. But brief PSA. This is 1 week's worth of comic books for me. Now, I've gotten some personal messages, nothing, horribly insulting or, picking a fight with me or anything really like that. Just commenting on the fact that how many comic books I get and whatnot. And there's a certain amount of criticism that, gosh, I shouldn't just be spending a lot of money on comic books, which I do. That's a given. I for sure do. I get them through through discount comic book service. So I'm getting them from anywhere between 50% off to some clear up to 35% off. So it affords me to be able to buy quite a few more comic books. Now, not everybody is in the position that I'm in to spend the kind of money that I spend on comic books, nor do even people who are in the position that I am to spend the kind of money want to spend them on comic books or want to spend them on current comic books. This is just one of the things that I enjoy to do. Spend plenty of money on lots of other stuff too. But, I am going to answer the phone. Now that I'm done answering the phone, and I don't remember exactly where I was talking about, any rate, if you are not in a position to buy the level of books that I do, don't put yourself in that position. I am probably much older than maybe I look, even though I've got lots of gray hair. It's taken me a long time to get to this place where I have the level of money to goof around with reading comic books. So bear that in mind. I have in the past, I've seen people spend themselves into bad positions. Don't go there. As much as you see everybody else enjoying and buying everything, that doesn't mean that you have to. You can experience it later or, enjoy the little bits that you can. Anyway, don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, on to books, because I got a ton of them. What do we got? Let's see. This is letter 44, issue number 26. Coming to an end on this thing at some point here, I believe. I can't remember what number it was, but it seemed like it was it was a finite number. Still enjoying the story. Story's really fascinating. Here we are with Astra, the child that was born in space, and the aliens. What's going to happen? We don't know. Always fun to read that and find out. Lucifer, issue number 8. We are starting some of the politics of hell, and I'm really looking forward to that. Wonderful Dave Johnson cover there. I've been enjoying this. And Gabret's art on the inside I always really enjoy also when they are doing an issue. Rumble, issue 12. Not always knowing where the story's going, but visually really, really enjoy the book. And enjoyed some of the moments go on. Last issue had a heavy moment towards the end of it that I really enjoyed. Curious to see where the book goes to. For now, as I rush through these, Second Sight, issue number 6. Been really digging this book. I love this trippy cover. Interesting story by David Hine. Alberto Ponticelli on art has been rocking it the entire time. I hope this book goes on for a long time. There's lots that could be done. I hope it's selling decently enough. I have no idea what the numbers are for Aftershocks Comics or, what kind of direction or market that they think they need to have to sustain books. I think the first trades for some of the first books that first came out from Aftershocks are just out now. So I guess we'll see. But I'm really digging that. Cool cares on it. She-Wolf, issue number 2. This is the spell number 2, The Mirror Walking. I'm really curious to see what this issue has for us. Last issue was interesting. Not a book I necessarily recommend anybody, but I enjoyed it. after the fact. It took a second reading because of the way the story was put together, the way it was constructed. But yeah, curious to see what's next with it. Curious to see what that's all going to ultimately be like. Sombra, issue number 1 of 4. This is a miniseries from Boom Studio. Know little to nothing about it. Justin Jordan doing the writing. I'm hot and cold on Justin Jordan. Written some stuff that I just didn't care about. Dead Body Road, I think, was the title of a miniseries out through Image that I wasn't real keen on. Raul Trevino is on art. It's set kind of on the border of Mexico, the U.S. I think it's mostly in Mexico, though. Federal agent is looking for her father, who I think was a federal agent too. There's none of those books you're going to pick on me about the fact I don't really remember the premise of it 100% now at this point, because this is 3 months ago I think I ordered this. But anyway, looking forward to it. Something different. Should be cool. Astro City, issue number 37. It's a issue that has music in it and whatnot, so I'll be digging that, seeing what that's like. Actually, I'm kind of enjoying going back to reading Vertigo in singles. So it's been a mixed blessing for the buy all the Vertigo titles together and get them at 50% off, so I end up with some that I wouldn't necessarily have been interested in otherwise. So issue number 3 of Superman. There's the Eradicator. Get some exciting stuff's going to go on with that. So another Tomasi and Gleason issue. So I have no doubt it's just going to be stellar. Be at the top of my list to read, I am sure. I believe the last issue of Hellcat for me. Patsy Walker, aka Hellcat number 8. Like the character. Story's just been kind of going, yeah, I don't know, for a while now. This issue looks like it's got quite a bit of She-Hulk in it. That could be fun if that's really what's going to happen. Of course, this is a Civil War tie-in, so it could be really bad stuff that has to do with She-Hulk, because my understanding is in Civil War II, She-Hulk is near death in a coma. So yeah, might be a big bummer there. Issue number 143 of BPRD Hell on Earth. And I think we're back to the main story, because I think that's probably Liz Sherman flying around, having nuked or was fighting the Black Flame. Now she's fighting some of the giant creatures that have been slowly crawling across the continent and basically laying eggs of chaos everywhere. So super stoked to see what's going to continue to go on with this book as we roll towards the end of the Hell on Earth part of it. Black Road, Magnus the Black Mystery. This is issue number 4, which is entitled Shield Wall. Brian Wood written, Gary Brown art, Dave McCraig on colors. I've really enjoyed the first 3 issues of it. Shield Wall, I'm betting it's going to be maybe some kind of backstory more about Magnus and his time as in the Viking Brotherhood and the shield walls that they were notoriously famous for, and that sort of thing, and how that ties into what the story's currently got going on with it. So always interesting stuff in there. Some dabbling in how Christians at the time were taking over the Icelandic and northern regions and stuff. So interesting that. Wolf, issue number 9, right? Yeah, issue number 9. Alex Koch written, and Ricardo Lopez Ortiz doing the main art on the book. Definitely, I've been enjoying this. Art's not as strong for me as what it was in the first arc. It's still really interesting. Some crazy stuff going on. Huge fight happening in this one. We'll see what happens. Are the Vampire Lords back? What's going on with Wolf himself? And all that sort of stuff. And then we have Island. This is issue number 9. As I said before, I think this is the last issue of Island I'm getting. Love most of the stories that are inside of it. But with the kind of general attitude that Brandon Graham has about thinking that he doesn't have to pay for comic books, that he just pirates them online, I don't feel like spending any money on him. I don't think he deserves any of my money if he's not willing to spend money on the products that he is consuming. And of course, have the argument with me or not, I don't care about whether or not pirating is a good thing. I don't think it is. So, especially seems hypocritical to be a creator of comics, want people to pay for your comics, and then don't pay for others. And maybe they say, oh, well, I don't care if you're for comics. It's all about the art, so therefore it's free. Well, your art wouldn't get anywhere if it was actually free, because Image isn't going to bother to publish it. So anyway, off that high horse, on to Batman issue number 3. We'll get more of the Gothams down there. So I'm curious to see where this goes. This isn't my strongest Batman book right now. Some of the characterization seems a little odd to me. And last 2 weeks ago when this book came out, I was complaining about the fact that I thought that Batman was kind of a whiner, kind of wringing his hands, worrywart kind of a character. We'll see if that continues to go through with this, and what we're going to find out about these Gotham individuals. See where it goes. Not hating the book, just parts of it that seem really weird to me. Book I am really looking forward to getting to, Batgirl and the Birds of Prey, issue number 1. This is by the Benson sisters, who are known for TV writing stuff. I think they wrote The 100 and some stuff like that. Rowe on art, I'm not familiar with Rowe. I know that the cover is a Paquette cover, so the cover looks really awesome. I really like these 3 ladies, so I'm serious to see where they go. I've heard some rumblings on the internet that we've dipped back into the Killing Joke references again and whatnot. We'll see how that plays. I'm always of 2 minds about that, but I'm kind of cool to get back to a Batgirl Birds of Prey. Hope it's some good stuff. Aquaman issue number 3. Clearly by the cover, if the cover has anything, the indication of what's going on in the story, now the Atlanteans are going to have to deal with the human government, the land lovers government, and some indications. So we'll see what that ends up being like. This is not a Brad Walker cover, but not Brad Walker art inside. It is Bronius, which I think is the person who did it before. And I didn't mind that art, but we'll see where it goes. I'm not super excited by the book. It is Aquaman. It will come off of my poll fairly soon, probably, unless something just totally blows my mind. Speaking of mind-blowing fun comics, The Exodus to Life After. This is issue number 6. I really, really like this book. Always kind of curious where we're at now. It seems it's been a while since this book came out, but now we're kind of set in this kind of near future alternate reality slice of heaven or hell, depending on how you want to describe it, where Jude is much older and is basically talking down heaven, that heaven is a farce, and that we should all be non-believers, and we can make it all go away and make our lives infinitely better in the long run, or something along those lines. So, curious to definitely see where that goes. Fun book, laugh my ass off most of the time reading, and I think it's got some pretty good stuff to say. Book I don't generally laugh about, and I generally grimace as I'm reading it, The Clean Room, issue number 10. Definitely always kind of interested to see where this goes, this Simone and Davis Hunt book. Winter doing colors on this, too. I think Winter does the colors on... now I'm drawing a blank on it. Unfollow. I think he does colors on that also. So, does lots of colors for Vertigo, which is cool. Anyway, yeah, curious to see where this goes next. A lot of strange stuff going on, as per usual. Book I always love. Doesn't matter how long it takes for a book to come out. Didn't seem like it was that long ago since the last issue of Casanova came out, except this one looks like it's mostly going to be Metanauts. At least the cover. Cover implies that it's mostly a Metanaut story, which is cool. That's by... Michael Cabron with Gabriel Bra art, as opposed to the Casanova story, which is Matt Fraction and Fabio Moon mostly. Either way, both stories are really interesting. This is typically the backup story. Don't know if it's taking the foreground here or not. We'll see. Trippy stuff. Always super enjoyed. Anytime you get the twins doing artwork, that's a win in and of itself. So, new Suicide Squad, issue number 22. And I think this is the last issue. I think this is a Harley centric issue. I love this Ferrara cover, baby Harley, growing up, smashing down the hammer, and of course there's the hammer down here, makes something go squat, so it's the whole kind of like evolution of Harley thing. I don't know, completely different people doing the interior story though. Someone named Ryan doing the writing, Click and Blonde on art. So we'll see what ends up actually being like. Mostly got it just to finish out this last little bit of Suicide Squad before the new Suicide Squad starts. And we've got issue 23 of Lazarus. Got one of the Lazarus from the Hawk family. And the Hawk family is a bunch of pricks, and their Lazarus is a prick also. So I'm super stoked to read this because he is going to battle against a Lazarus from a family that kind of got screwed by the Hawks. So not the Carlisle family. So not Forever, but another one who's friends with Forever. So super stoked. Should be awesome. As always, Lazarus is cool stuff. Then we get the actual official Justice League number 1. It was just last week, right, that we read Justice League Rebirth. Anyway, here's Justice League number 1. I'm really curious to see where this ends up going. Hitch doing the writing still. Daniel doing art. So, yeah. Curious to see what the real Justice League looks like. What kind of we're going to get for a story. I always enjoy the Justice League, so we shall see. Well, I shouldn't say I always know the Justice League. I dropped the Justice League. But the Justice League is typically a book that I always read. I'm looking forward to somebody else writing the Justice League besides Jeff Johns, because I wasn't enjoying his towards the end. So I didn't get the whole end of that thing. Anyway, this is Hellblazer Rebirth issue. So not officially Hellblazer start, but just the Rebirth issue. Kind of a fun cover there. Written by Oliver, who wrote the Vertigo series, The Kitchen. So I'll be curious to see what he does here. He is a Brit, so, back to the tradition of Brits writing Constantine. We'll see. Moritat on art. I'm enjoyed Moritat's art back at the beginning of the New 52 when he was doing All-Star Western. But I started getting tired of it. He's like Finch in the fact that his women's faces are all the same and that sort of stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how that part of it goes. But curious to see somebody else's take, of course, on John Constantine. Where are they going to take the book now? Are they going to take him deeper and darker into what used to be the Vertigo title? Or are we going to play in the same realm that the last John Constantine Hellblazer worked in, which was fine with me. That was enjoyable. So we'll see. We get yet another issue of Green Lanterns. This is issue number 3. I have some misgivings with the book. I hope it picks up some of the pieces like it need to. Part of me feels like this is just kind of a slowed down story because of the double shipping, maybe. A ton of names down here, so that makes me believe that there's a lot of artists on this book. Humphrey's writing it. I like the characters. Let's have it go somewhere and do something. Okay, we'll be checking that out. Woo! Here we go. Green Lantern issue number 3. Percy writing it as he has been. First issue that has interiors by Ferrara, who love his work. He does the cover here also. That's an awesome cover. Him falling like into a skyscraper of money and all kinds of crazy stuff. Love that dynamic. Super looking forward to the Ferrara artwork on this. As known, the last stuff that Ferrara was working on was the Suicide Squad. And of course he did some Gotham by Midnight, and of course his creator-owned stuff, Colder, which was pretty interesting and stuff too. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing that Green Arrow. So Faith, issue number 1. This is the beginning of the ongoing of this. I'm not sure how many people who talked about how great the miniseries was actually are picking it up as a regular comic, supporting it now that it got enough legs under it, got enough support, it got enough interest that Valiant is taking the time to actually put out Faith's own book. I hope people are still supporting it. I hope those people who were talking about it before are continuing on with it, putting their money where their desires are. You want something different. You want a diverse character as far as body type goes and that sort of thing. You better subscribe sign on to some of the books that are doing that. So anyway, Jody Hauser, same writer as what did the miniseries. Perry Perez doing the art, I believe, through the book. And that's a different artist, but still a strong artist. So yeah, looking forward to seeing where we go with that, what kind of pop culture references are thrown throughout the book, which always seem to be fun and stuff like that too. Getting towards the end, Marvel's Black Widow. This is issue number 5. It says Wade, Samney, and Wilson. It's really a Samney story, it feels to me like. So much of the book is all about the art in it, which has been amazing. This story that's going to be happening here, curious to see what that is. Just really been enjoying it. Just visually rich with Samney and Wilson doing the art on it. And finally, another number 1 I got this time around, Black Hammer. This is a new Jeff Lemire book. It is an independent book by Dark Horse, so I'm not quite so worried about it as opposed to the other superhero books. It does have to do with superheroes. Dean Osterman doing the art with Dave Stewart, the awesome, ever multi-Eisner Award-winning Dave Stewart doing the colors on it. The book actually was solicited like almost a year ago. The artist had some significant health issues and whatnot, so they held the book off to make sure that the artist could actually really do the entire book and whatnot. And he's all healthy and happy now. And so here it is. It's kind of a play on the Justice League of sorts. It's a play on the superheroes were great a long time ago. We don't need them anymore. Something's come up. We don't need them anymore. Now what? But that cover alone is super intriguing to me. Looking forward to seeing what it is. I know it's a miniseries. I don't remember how many issues it is. And I'm looking forward to seeing Jeff Lemire do another, kind of an independent book where he's not tied down to something else. The last one I can remember, Plutona was fine. Trillium started out good, ended hokey, it seemed to me. But some of his later stuff, it's been pretty good. So yeah, we'll see. Excited by the premise, so I'm hoping that we knock it out of the park with that. Anyway, and that is it. A ton of books, and it took 20 plus minutes to talk about them. So anyway, apologize for that part of it. That's my week. Check it out on Comic Book Roundtable. I will hopefully have some of these books read. This is another week where I don't have my typical time to read comics. So we'll see how many of them I get read. And I'll be talking about them on the Comic Book Roundtable. And hopefully Disembodied Voice is back this week. And she'll be caught up on comics. And so this later on in the week, I'll be talking about these in my own videos also, along with her. And that is it, because now I'm rambling. Have a great weekend, everybody. And hopefully see you Saturday on the Comic Book Roundtable. Bye.